You know what I don't understand?
The topic for today is what?
Like I said before, okay, and the reason why I'll start this conversation off is before I met Miles and before me and Miles started talking, I didn't even think of the Philippines. I wasn't even. I was going to work until whenever and then whatever, you know. Well, I had my own truck. I owned my truck, so you know my plans were
Just living in US to your inside your in your truck like that.
and saving money up and maybe buying something, a small house or whatever, or moving to Florida and living in a retirement village, I guess you would call, where they got, I mean, what do they call double wides, you know, because I'm not a materialistic person.
It's just like Omar's property.
Well, now his property, he owns 100 acres now.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
what I'm saying is in like Naples and areas like that, even Fort Myers, they're not campers, but they're houses, and it's like a retirement community. You know, I think it's like 55 or older or something like that. That's the line. Or even I would have bought a nice RV and moved into like a trailer park. Yeah, I know, trailer park in Florida, like in Pensacola, where my brother lives. You know, I had no plans whatsoever going to live in the Philippines. It wasn't even in my thoughts. I mean, I heard, you know, especially while I was working, there was a lot of guys that were talking to Philippine girls, but these girls were young, man, and I'm not. That's not my thing, you know. And it's not for me. I'm not saying you do what you got to do, but it's not for me. And but some of them got burned. You know what I mean? Where my cell phone don't work no more, or you know, whoever's in the hospital and needs surgery and it's going to cost us 30,000-40,000 pesos, or you know, I wish I had a motorcycle so I can go back and forth to get my phone, get a load on my phone. They always,
And
in other words, they were tying all their, you know, their needs up with, this is how I can talk to you, you know.
And one thing is, even the guy haven't been in Philippines yet, but he has girlfriend here in Philippines,
Yes.
and the girlfriend asked him, "Oh, honey, I need money. I found property, and we need to buy that."
Yeah, and there was one guy,
Yeah.
he was sending this girl money every payday. He was sending her money,
Yeah.
and you know, he told me about it, and I didn't say anything because you know the word, you know, I didn't say anything to him, and he owned his own truck, and he was gonna sell his truck and move there. Well, she got a hold of him one time and said, "Hey, we can buy this land right now. It's really cheap, and you know, it'd be great for a home. It's on like a hectare or two of land. It'll be great for us. We can have a pig farm, whatever, chickens or whatever." And the guy bought into it, and he bought the land. Well, he went and visited him. He went to see this land in his own eyes. He went and visited him, and talking to other people, come to find out is that the land they bought was already owned by the family. The family already owned this land.
So sad.
And yeah, and he asked her, he says, why are you buying land that already belongs to you? It's a family land. And she really never gave him an answer. You know, it's just ran, you know, totally walked around the question. And he says, well, this is what we're going to have to do. Because he started getting suspicious. Because everything that she was telling him was kind of like, he didn't see it when he went and visited, you know, the phone and all this other stuff. The person needed, he had appendicitis. Well, he met the person wasn't wearing a shirt and he had no scar. So, last time I checked, you got to cut you to take out your appendix. No scar. And it's kind of like, and this red flags are going up, man. Red flags are going up. So he kept his peace. He didn't say anything. He had like a couple days left. He only went there for like a week. I think it was 2 weeks. Didn't say anything to the girl. But when he got home, like 2 days after he got home, she started, you know, tell him they needed money for this and they needed money for that. And he says, I'll tell you what we're going to do. He goes, I want to save money. He goes, so I'm not going to send you any more money. You're going to have to find somewhere to work and bring in your own income. I'll save the money up so when I come there next time, I have all the money to build a house. Oh, no, that's not how we do it here. You know, that's what she was telling him. That's not how we do it. We do it another way. And he basically, he says, you know, he says, you know, this ain't working out. I'm starting to have concerns. And he goes, I think we just need to go our separate ways. And he says he didn't block her. But like every other day, she was, oh, please, honey, I'm starving. I haven't had anything to eat all day and all this other stuff. And he says, well, you need to go talk to your mother and father. Maybe they'll give you something to eat, you know, and stuff like that. He said after a week, he blocked her. So, you know, it's just thing, and it doesn't happen to everybody. It's not everywhere. But you'll hear stories like that from people in Russia. You'll hear stories like that from people in Nigeria. Nigeria is the scam capital of the world. And you'll hear people, you know, even in the United States, you know, you could be living on the East Coast and somebody, you know, you hook up with somebody who lives in California or Washington or whatever, Oregon, and they'll be doing the same thing. It's not, it's everywhere, man. That's all I can say, it's everywhere. But what I really want to say is, you know, somebody's got to get pushed. If I didn't meet Miles, and say I did want to come to the Philippines, why come to the Philippines just to get married? Why come to the Philippines just to find a woman to get married? Why? I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm happy with Miles. You know, me and Miles, we're on the same pages on 95%. There's things that I don't agree that she agrees, and there's things that she disagrees, but that's life, man. We're two individual people. But what I don't understand is why people, men and women, because men and women are coming here, feel that they need to find somebody and live with them.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, it's all about, you know, you can never own land. That's true. You can never own land. Even if you get married, you can't own land, a farm, okay? You can own at the house. Like I own, the house is mine, the property is Miles, okay? And one of these days, we're gonna need to get a lease agreement signed so I can lease for 20 pesos, lease all for the next, I think it's 50 years is the max you can go. I'll probably be long dead before then, but God forbid, knock on wood, what happens if Miles passes away? It's going to be a free-for-all, and you know that as well as I do. It'll be a free-for-all. People will be coming out of the woodworks. Well, anyway, let's get back, sorry about that, let's get back to what we're talking about. You can buy a condo, and there's a gentleman, I'm just going to say it, they give me a straight. His name is, his channel is My Philippine Journey.
Mike Arlene.
Yeah, the bald-headed guy. Not Mike. Well, Mikey might even have it in there. Mike's Philippine Journey, I think it is. He's a Philippine that lives, you know, has
Mike's Philippine Journey.
Family in the States. I think it's Florida, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. And he also lives here. You can own a condo, okay? You can own that space that you live in. You can own that. You'll never be able to own the land, of course. You know, but you own that condo. I don't understand why people just You know, if you got all that much money saved up to buy a house,
Yeah.
own a you want to know something? You ain't got to cut no freaking grass. You ain't got to worry about maintenance because I'm pretty sure Mike would know. I'm sorry, My Philippine Journey. I think that's what it's called, man. He's a bald-headed guy, a little bit older than me. You know, he owned a few business estates and now he's reaping his rewards. But he lives in a condo. No maintenance.
There's no properties here. There's no property.
Well, it sits on land, but he owns the condo, but he doesn't own the land. That's a perfect situation. Because nobody in that condo or that building owns that land. They own the condo that they're living in. That's a perfect situation. Who's going to take it from you? If it's in my name, who's going to take it from me?
Nothing.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel I wish we went that route. We bought a condo.
Why he cannot own properties? He's a Filipino.
No, you're talking about yeah, he probably does. Mike, MYK, he probably does. But the other guy I'm talking about, he's a little bit older than me, bald head, you know, probably about the same size as me. I don't know. I never met him personally. And he's married to a woman. He lives in a condo. Perfect situation. You don't have to get married. You buy that condo, you live there. Hey, you can date all day long, man. Nobody's going to stop you. But you know what somebody told me one time, man? He goes, there's a couple of things I do not do. And I said, what's that? And he goes, I'll never ask a woman to come live with me. I'll never give a woman the key to my place. And I will never get married.
What is that?
Why should he? He says, I already donated to the population growth of the world, okay? He's already got kids. He's been married once. He don't want to get married again. But he doesn't, he hears all the horror stories, what goes on, and he wants nothing to do with it. So he bought a condo. He's a single guy. He says, I get up when I want to get up. I go out when I want to go out. He goes, if I decide to go to a bar, yeah, I'll sit down, talk to a woman. You know, if anything happens, great. If nothing, don't. Because I get off my happy ass and I go home. That's the perfect life for a single person. He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want to be in a long-term relationship. Let me just say it, yeah. That's the perfect. Now I'm not. I know.
What I said, life.
Huh?
Lonely life.
No, he's not lonely. He's not lonely. Why? Because he doesn't have a partner in his life. Come on.
Companionship.
Some people don't want it that way, Miles. I was perfectly content in my truck, all by myself. Didn't have to worry about it. I'm happy now. Don't get me wrong, Miles. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not happy. But at that time, I was perfectly. I had nobody else's problems coming down on me. Not my problem. That's why I got in the mindset, don't make your problems my problems. You know? But it's the perfect life. And people might disagree, and that's fine. If we're all grown-ups, we can disagree with each other. That's fine. But that's the perfect life. Like I say, if I thought of coming to the Philippines and I didn't meet Miles, I would come here, I would buy a condo, and live a bachelor's life.
Yeah.
Why not? You own the condo, you'll never own the land. I own this house, I'll never own this property, right? I will never own this property. I will never own it. Unless they change the laws.
If the owner of the property will ask you to remove the house there, what are you going to?
That's why I say that. That's why I want to get a.
I mean the condo.
I don't think that'll ever happen, Miles. Miles, you know what a condo is? Remember when you went to Hong Kong? Remember the building you lived in?
It's like apartment.
There you go. Oh, it's a glorified apartment. Well, I know a lot of apartments that went condo. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You own that condo, that space that you're in. You own that. You don't own the property around it. But condos, man, no maintenance, no cutting the grass, no dealing with the garden, no nothing. Security. They all have security guards in the front. A lot of them are fenced in, gated buildings. I don't know. He would probably be able to answer that. Hey, what's our electric rate right now? How many kilowatts? How much is it per kilowatt hour? I can't remember. Yeah, as soon as I get, this is the gentleman in my Philippine journey. As soon as I get, I can't find an old bill, and I would tell you how much I'm paying per kilowatt. I can't find it, but I know ours seems more expensive.
14 to 16 pesos per kilowatt.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to agree or disagree with it.
14 or 16.
Yeah. But like I said, man,
We are consuming 300, 400.
Yeah. But see, what I'm saying is, he said how much kilowatts he burned in a month, and his price was still lower than ours. But they tax that. Don't they fee us to death? You got electrical line loss fee. Well, I don't know why we have to pay that. That's not my fucking problem. We got to pay for generator use fee. You know, which is crazy. The only one I agree with is you pay a certain percentage to help the elderly pay their bills. That's the only one I agree with, man. But the only also the problem with that, an elderly person doesn't live alone. They usually got the family there with them, so you might be paying their electric bill.
They shouldn't. They should not ask those.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Extra payment because you are paying the kilowatts you consume, and of course the tax.
Oh yeah, and then you got to pay a tax.
Tax is okay. The tax is considered to pay, but those extra they shouldn't. No.
Yeah, there's a whole list of fees, man. You're like, what the hell? My electric bill could be like, what, 8,000 for the month, and all of a sudden, with all the fees and everything like that, it's like 10, 11,000. And you're like, what the? Because it's a percentage of your use, electrical use. No, it's a percentage of your bill, yeah. So it's crazy. That's why I said, man, your electric bill's lower than mine. And they say Ilocos Norte is the solar capital of the Philippines. That's what they say. Yeah, but like I said, man, back to what we're both ADD. Back to where we were talking about. No, just joking. What's that?
It says that 5 o'clock already.
5 o'clock?
Yeah.
What does it go off every hour? I just never noticed it before.
8, 12, and 5.
8, 12, and 5. They're the sirens.
Siren
Remember in your
fire
town,
siren.
that would go that siren would go off, and all the volunteer firemen would run to the firehouse because that meant there was a fire somewhere. Or they get if they had a radio or some way, or I don't know how they do it. They tell them what the address was, and they bolt to it. That was once upon a time ago. Yeah, but like I said, man, if you want to come to the Philippines, man, come to the Philippines. But, I mean, you don't have to find somebody. You don't have to live with them. You don't have to marry them, man. You can buy yourself a condo and do what that guy did. Never ask him to live with you. Never give him a key, and never get married.
He's staying alone, living alone in that condo.
Yeah.
Is it? I thought
Well, he probably got friends that come over and you know.
I thought see
Miles. Not everybody wants 20 million people around them. Some people like to be alone.
He got married.
No, who?
The one who owned condo.
Oh, he's married to a woman, yes. But what I'm saying, I just use him as an example.
Oh,
you know, that's all I'm doing. Just use him as an example. Sorry, dude, didn't want to talk about you. You know, but that's what I would, if I didn't meet you and I even thought about, and I was thinking about coming to the Philippines, I'd buy a condom. I don't know how much they go for. Maybe a couple, maybe 1 or 2 million. That's about 30, 40,000, I think. I don't know. They're probably going up. Inflation's hit the Philippines. Inflation has hit the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, inflation is here. All right, man, I think I talked too much. You think I talked too much?
Getting there.
Getting there?
Yeah.
All right, well, I think I said enough.
That's all.